Here, Double RT Boxing. Ready to talk that boxing. We're doing a breakdown prediction on the rematch of Paul Butler versus Stuart Hall. No belt is on the line this time. No nothing. Just fighting to see who gets that belt shot. Now, we'll breakdown and prediction. We're going to do it like we do it here. Starting with the feet up. Stuart Hall. He uses his feet to come straight forward. He doesn't use too much of his legs to use ring generalship. Doesn't do too much of his legs are good for making him a pressure fighter. He'll walk you down. That's about the most I catch in the fights that I've seen him. His legs are just mainly his main weapon, I would say, because without the pressure, Stuart Hall really is nothing. He's a 1-2 machine. So his legs is a highly important factor to him. If you could take his legs away somehow, slow him down, his pressure, he's really nothing. To me, that is. That's my assessment of him. His feet work is slow, methodical steps to get in. Maybe a little off to the side of here, but nothing too angle creating. He just straight ahead, come get you. As for Paul Butler, his legs and feet are more for the defensive evasiveness. He likes to get out. He hop out of trouble, hop back. He also uses his legs to dart in and out on offense. He'll throw like a 2 to 4 piece combo to use his legs to dart back out. His feet, he slightly goes to the side. When he throws his 2 to 4 combo, he slightly goes to a side, but mainly he just darts front and back. So the legs, I'm going to go with Butler. As far as punching power, hand speed, punch variation, all that good stuff, Stuart Hall, to me, has a pretty darn good 1-2. He's a good jab. Yeah, he could go all the way from a single jab to a triple jab and throw the right behind it. He doesn't have too much punch variation. It's mainly just 1-2s with occasional left to the body, right to the body. But he's mainly about an 85%, 90% 1-2er, and just with that pressure, he hopes to wear you down. He does punch well. He punches. He doesn't punch just to touch the target. His punches are there to inflict pain, not just points. Some people throw jabs just to land and touch you and score some points. Huey Fury, for a perfect example. It's more recent. Maybe it's in your guys' head still. Great jab, but it was just touching Parker. It doesn't really inflict damage. That's probably why he lost that fight. It's now Stuart Hall. His punches, he tends to want to hurt you with his jabs and his follow-up. As far as Butler, he definitely has, I would say, the better combinations. He could throw 1-2s with a follow with a hook, with a body shot. He says his favorite fighter was Marco Barrera, the baby face. That's where he got the name from. So he took his trademark hook to the body, hook to the head. He took that trademark from him. So he does have a better follow-up punches. But to me, even though he throws more combinations, he doesn't punch as hard as Stuart Hall. Almost got lost there. Hard as Stuart Hall. I almost got lost. And I noticed in the fights I've been watching for Butler, he changed trainers. He's now with Gallagher, and he seems to be a little slower down with his combination output. He's more of a just jab, 1-2, 1-2, and picks his moments when to be that, when to unleash the combinations. Where the earlier fights where I saw him, he was that's what he was about, in and out, fighting. Now, in and out fighting with the combinations. And like I said, I haven't seen enough with him and Joe Gallagher to see if Gallagher changed his punch intensity on the 1-2s and his combinations. To me, they're more points before, and they didn't really do too much damage. And in the first fight against Stuart Hall, to me, Stuart Hall started off late, and that's really why he lost that fight. Because by the end of that fight, Paul Butler's timing, his in and out, he was timed. His punches were as hard as Stuart Little's. So that going into their defense, has anything changed since this fight? For this fight, I couldn't find Stuart Hall's last fight. But judging on the Lee Atkins performance and his previous performance, he hasn't changed much. So this is like, in the last 3 weeks or so, I came across Stuart Hall 3 times. That's funny. So I watched him without even knowing he had a fight coming up, and I haven't seen no change in his game for the last 7 years. I've seen, like I said, Paul Butler seems to have slowed it down under Gallagher. So, like I said, we'll see. On this performance, this prediction, I'm going with the same outcome as the first one, with Hall getting older and Butler pretty much figured him out the first time. Now I think with a better trainer in his corner in Gallagher, I don't think they should have any problems with the same old repetitive Stuart Hall. He's going to start off slow like he does. He has a tendency of always starting off slow. If he starts off fast, will he have that gas tank that he's so famous for finishing fights? I don't know. But I think Gallagher is going to have Butler be more patient, use more ring generalship, pop shot him, and then at the right moment unleash a combination, then go back to pop shotting. And I think it's going to be a split decision win for Paul Butler. Pretty much the same kind of outcome as the first fight. Same outcome for all Stuart Hall's fights. It's only so much a 1-2 can take you. And Stuart Hall, that following type motion just can't handle the movement. It throws him off enough for him to lose earlier rounds and some middle rounds. Movement just troubles him to lose enough rounds for him to lose a decision. So I don't know if he's going to have to start sooner or cut off the ring better. But he loses decisions to me, just not starting fast enough. Because when I seen him fight the Paul Butler. I studied him for the Randy Caballero when I did Randy Caballero versus Diego De La Hoya. He just seems to start about 3 to 4 rounds too late, but he's always competitive after that. It gives people a hard time. And at 37 years old, I don't know how much grit he has left to pull it off all 12 rounds. So I'm going with Paul Butler on a split decision. This is Mr. A, Double RT Boxing, Ready Talk Boxing. Thank you for this support, and for those who have watched this video, please go watch the question for the video, answer that question, and I look forward to the answer in the comment section. Thank you guys, and thank you for the support.